Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. And I thought, well, easy show to watch because it was only 2 hours. Only 2 hours, but then at the same time, it was kind of just like there's a few things on this show that were just there. A few things that kind of bored me, like that woman's 10-man tag or 10-woman tag, whatever you want to call it. That was just there. They beat Pure Fusion Collective, pinned Sonya Deville. What the hell do they do next? But then we had some really good stuff, like that Donnybrook match was really good. I enjoyed the heck out of that. The main event, of course, it's not going to be as good as the WrestleMania main event or WrestleMania match that they had. Not main event, but WrestleMania match. But it was still really good. Some of them chops that Gunther was hitting Sammy with, like some of those deep sounding ones. Oh my God, they hurt me watching. Holy crap. But overall, I thought it was a good episode of Raw. A little weird when they go to the main event at 9 or 8:30 and I go, oh, we're almost done. And then they did do what? A 2-3 minute overrun. So they got that. They got a 2-3 minute overrun. But regardless, I thought it was a good episode of Raw. Easy to watch. Then tomorrow, we got 2 shows we got to watch. We got both NXT and AEW. But Luke, how have you been? How was your weekend? And what'd you think of tonight's Raw?
I've been all right. My weekend was fine. Mainly just worked this weekend. And I thought Raw was easy to watch. It felt weird.
It did.
Like the main event was already at like 8:30 and Raw got over at 9. I was like, geez, this feels weird.
Yeah, it did. It did feel like it was. I didn't think it was going to be as noticeable ending an hour earlier, but it was. It really was. And
no, once they got to like Sami Zayn and Gunther, I was like, wait, it's the main event already?
Yeah. And then heads up for everybody watching. They are filming next week's Monday Night Raw as we speak. So spoilers are going to be out there. If the full spoilers, I don't think they will be, but if the full spoilers are out by the time we finish our review, then we'll talk about those at the very end, like very, very end. If not, I'll have a spoiler video up sometime tonight on the PWU Unlimited YouTube channel. So be cognizant of that. I mean, I can already tell you what the rundown is because Fightful posted that earlier. But those spoilers for next week's Raw will be out here shortly, if not some already out as we speak. So we'll see how that all does go. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out on YouTube. You can do so by hitting that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers we did get on YouTube this weekend. We had a good weekend as far as new subscribers. So that's really good, boosting our numbers up there. And remember, if you want to support in another way, you can hit that join button and become a channel member. You do so, even if it's just at the $1 tier, it really helps out and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. Whether that is here on YouTube or patreon.com/PWU Unlimited. Finally, remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, breaking news. Jey Uso will be at NXT tomorrow night. You know who else will be at NXT tomorrow night? This guy. Oh, Luke. So,
Wait, what's Jey Uso gonna do?
I don't know. There's a video here that I guess was from Raw Talk. I don't have audio because I can't play the audio here, but I'm looking at it on Twitter. It says, just announced, Jey Uso will be at NXT tomorrow night.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what he's going to be doing.
IC title open challenge.
Oh, I don't know about that. Also, Roman Reigns has been
Maybe-
confirmed for SmackDown. They aired that during Raw.
Maybe he's just there just to hype up the crowd.
I don't
for like an
know.
opening segment.
I mean, they're already in St. Louis, so it's like it's not like he's got to travel to. It's not like he's got to go to the PC. Not like Punk last week that had to go from. Oh, I can't remember where they were last week, but he had to go from. Maybe it was Iowa or Ohio or something like that, all the way over to Chicago. So, yeah, Jey Uso says right here will be on NXT tomorrow night. So that's really cool. And finally, remember, guys, help us out over on Epic Store. Use our code PW Unlimited, whether you're getting a new game like EAFC 25. Maybe you're getting a remastered game that is kind of now new again, like Until Dawn, which they just finished filming the movie of as well. Or you're getting Lego Horizon Adventures. Use our code PW Unlimited, PWUNLIMITED at checkout for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Maybe you're over there getting Super Shack and Fortnite. But with that, Esports Gaming Rules has some bit donations. Say, quote, saw some parts of Raw from St. Louis, easy for 2 hours, but nothing more than a tune-up for how long Raw lasts on Netflix. So, Triple H was asked over the weekend, how long is NXT or Raw going to be on Netflix? Is it going to stay 2 hours or is it going to go back to 3? And he said he doesn't even know yet. Now, I don't see it going more than 3. Because there's no way they're going to run a show that late. They're not going to keep people up past 11 o'clock and stuff. So I don't see it going longer than 3 hours. Because I've seen people go, they're on Netflix. They can go as long as they want. Maybe they do like a pay-per-view style and give it 3.5, 4 hours. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. That's no. They ain't keeping people up that late on a weekday. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Triple H basically stated that they're still working on figuring all that out. Now, as far as tonight's show does go, Sami Zayn was shown doing some autographs. Gunther, Pete Dunne, Sheamus, Kingston, and Woods, NJ, all arrived at the building. Then they introduced St. Louis's own Sexy Red. She said, "Welcome to Raw!" And then they cut to a video giving us recaps of Bad Blood. So the recaps focused on matches from the brand, Raw that is. And then they sort of showed stuff of the Bloodline stuff, kind of showed stuff of Nia and Bayley, but not really that much. Then CM Punk came out. CM Punk came out all bandaged up, walking all gingerly and whatnot. And he came out on the stuff. Oh, I think Luke's frozen. Did we lose Luke? Oh, you're back.
No, I'm still here.
You froze for a second. Looked like you fell asleep.
Yeah,
I
know.
Your eyes were closed. Looked like you fell asleep. Let's see. Instead of saying that it was great to be in St. Louis on a Monday night, he asked if it felt good not to be dead. He said that he was in no condition to even be here, which is why I'm going to stay on the stage because I ain't walking all the way down to the ring. He says it hurts to smile, but he wants to see the fans. He talked about Hell in a Cell. He stated that he probably shouldn't have done that match. He said, quote, "I'm alive, but I don't feel like it. I'm a winner, but I don't feel like I won." He said the way the Hell in a Cell match made him felt just like all the questions he was getting asked. Why are you doing this? He said he's banged up worse than he's ever been. He loved the fans and said, "I would like to say see you soon, but I just don't know." So basically, Punk is telling us, I'm taking some time off. I'm going to be gone for a little while, whether that is till Survivor Series, whether that is till Royal Rumble, maybe Saturday night's main event in December. I don't know. But it sounds like Punk's not going to be on TV for the next few weeks, at least. He said he wants to thank 3 groups of people. Go for it.
I mean, probably a good idea, mainly because, like, I don't know. I think right now for Saudi, they're just trying to focus on this new belt that they created, which I still don't know what the rules are for this belt. Or how they're doing it.
No. I can tell you in 2 sentences. The world champions face each other. The winner gets the belt as a trophy. So it's Cody versus Gunther. Winner gets the belt as a trophy. They will never defend it. Nia and Liv will face each other. Winner gets the belt. It's a trophy. They won't defend it. It's like when you win the Owen in AEW. You get a belt that means nothing.
I thought of a better idea that would actually make it a little fun.
Go for it.
So like you had all the champions from Raw for the men's and women's.
Okay.
So like Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Like it's like Cody, Jay,
Trick.
So Cody, Jay, Gunther, LA Knight, Trick, Obafemi.
I see what you're saying.
Maybe Charlie Dempsey.
I think I get what you're saying.
Maybe Charlie Dempsey, but
right.
I feel like him. Maybe add Andrade in there as the speed champion. So you have a tournament, and the winner gets that crown jewel belt.
How about better than a tournament? Do a scramble match. They're all in the ring together.
What does that mean?
So a scramble match.
I feel like that'd be too much, honestly.
So a scramble match basically is everybody's in the ring and somebody gets the pin. That person. No, a scramble match means that there's a time limit. So it's like there's a 20-minute time limit, 30-minute time limit. And
the championship scramble?
Basically.
So like,
yeah.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Brian Kendrick made like a whole deal out of it when he was in like the WWE Championship scramble, and he kept saying like, "I'm a former champion."
Technically, Spanky is a former world champion, but for anybody who doesn't really understand what a scramble match is or a championship scramble match, you have a time limit, 10, 20 minutes, whatever. It's kind of like what they do with Deadline in NXT, but you have time limit, and whoever gets the first pin is the quote unquote current champion. Then, if somebody else gets a pin, they take the mantle of current champion. And then if somebody else gets a pin, they take the mantle of current champion. And then it just passes around everybody that gets pins or submissions. And then when the time limit is over, whoever had gotten that last pin or submission leaves the champion. When you kept saying throw everybody together, that's what I thought you were going to say. The tournament would be cool as well. But I get what they want to do it for. They want the main two world champions. So,
who do you think should win between Gunther and Cody?
That's hard. I think Gunther, but I don't know if they'd beat Cody. I think Gunther, though.
I'd say the only way for Gunther to win, is if Kevin Owens costs Cody.
Oh, I can see it.
Which it would ruin a good match, but at the same time, it would be good for storyline because then you just do Cody versus Kevin Owens at like Survivor Series for the Undisputed Championship.
Yep. So going back to the Punk promo here, he said he wanted to thank 3 groups of people, all of whom have more in common than they think, and they would like to admit. First, fans. They chanted his name for 7 years. And then, this was an interesting line. He said, "You chanted my name for 7 years, then waited 3 more before I came home," referencing the 3 years he spent over in AEW. He said, second, his peers, those in front of and behind the camera. He was privileged to walk the hallways with them. The third group of people, third group were the people who didn't like him. There was a thin line between love and hate, and he turned their hate into cash, stating, quote, "I don't know why you keep doubting me, but keep doubting me." Punk said he's going to head home for the first time in like 5 weeks. He's got a lot of flowers to buy for his wife. He wasn't sure when he'd see the fans again and thank them. As he turns around to walk out, Seth Rollins' music hits. The two have a slight brief stare down before Punk goes to the back and Seth goes to the ring, which Seth mentions Punk here in this promo. But what do you think of Punk's promo? I thought it was nice. I mean, just a fun thing to say, hey, you got to see CM Punk live.
I mean, it was fun. I think this is probably just to write him off television for a little while.
So here's my question. They're in St. Louis tomorrow for NXT. Punk loves NXT. You think he shows up tomorrow? Or he actually goes home today or tonight or whatever? Or do you think he stays in town for NXT tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean,
not needed.
I feel like if he does go to NXT, it's not needed, but if he does go to NXT, he'll probably just be backstage segment, probably.
Ooh, also, I had a thought for tomorrow's NXT show I want to get your opinion on. What if we don't actually get a full singles match between Randy Orton and Javon Evans? What if Javon Evans has been feuding with Gallus? What if Gallus attacks during the Randy Orton match and then turns it into a tag match where it's Javon Evans teaming with Randy Orton against two members of Gallus?
Against Gallus?
Yeah. Just a thought I had earlier.
I wouldn't hate it, but they've already pushed the singles match pretty well for St. Louis, so it would be kind of a letdown for a lot of fans if we didn't get the singles match.
Because everyone wants to see what kind of crazy RKO they do.
No disrespect. Yeah. No disrespect to Gallus. I like Gallus, but
I'm just thinking
they've already pushed the singles match
right.
a lot.
Because I'm just trying to think what they can do with Javon storyline wise that's going to keep going what he's been doing. He's been feuding with Gallus over the last couple of weeks. So there's a thought I had. Anywho.
Maybe after the match, Randy wins.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do their sign of respect, they shake hands, but then right when Randy's about to leave, maybe Gallus attacks Javon, then Randy saves Javon, and maybe that sets up a tag match for next week.
I don't know about that. I don't know about Randy coming back a second week. That's the thing. Also, do we even know where NXT is next week?
I don't know.
Back at the PC?
I can check real quick.
I got the schedule right here for WWE. What would the date be next week? Next week's date is the 14th. Nothing on their schedule for NXT on the 14th, which makes me think it's at the PC. Yeah, nothing on the schedule for the 14th.
Maybe it is back at the PC then.
Well, because if you think about it, they only ever had the Tuesday NXT shows listed on the buy tickets here page for last week and this week. They never have the Tuesday show listed on the tickets page, the schedule. So that's why I'm like, looks like they're going to be off the road already. That stinks.
That stinks. I mean, probably a good thing, honestly. I mean,
yeah.
Who knows what their live crowd will be if they're consistently on the road.
Esports Gaming Rules, a couple more bit donations. He says, WWE is heavily promoting the return of Saturday night's main event. When it gets closer, WWE announcer the return of Jesse Ventura. So there's a rumor that Jesse might be used on the show. No one ever said he was going to announce. I would say, I don't know if I would want to hear Jesse Ventura announce the entire show. Maybe have him narrate the cold open or narrate a couple of video packages or something to hype up different matches. That's what I would do. Esports Gaming Rule says, pray for the spiritual home of Florida Pro Wrestling, Tampa Bay, because it may be hit by it will be. The hurricane is going to hit a lot of the state of Florida. This hurricane is projecting to be as wide as the state of Florida and hit at a category 5 on Wednesday morning to afternoon. So we pray for everybody in Florida. It's supposed to make landfall near Tampa, I want to say. And then Elite Tiss with a super chat. Thank you for that. Says, got my bank card back. So happy, going to FE later. That's good to hear. Thank you for the super chat. Remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so either by donating a super chat in the YouTube chat or bit donations on Twitch. So, as far as the Seth Rollins promo. So was Seth supposed to be dressed up as the hip hop version of the Shield or something in these clothes? Because that's what it looked like.
I thought it looked like I saw the vest maybe over a long sleeve. I was like, it's supposed to be a hip hop,
90s hip hop.
I don't know. I mean,
90s hip hop version of what the Shield would wear. That's what it looked like to me. So Rollins came down to the ring and told Punk to get well soon, because the sooner you get back, the sooner I can kick your ass and retire you for good. I think they still do this match at WrestleMania. They're supposed to do it last year at WrestleMania. Now just push it to WrestleMania 41. Like, I know they still want the match, so why not do it at WrestleMania if Punk can stay healthy? Rollins said, things have been crazy around while he's gone. The Rock returned to Bad Blood. They booed when he said that. And, hell, must have frozen over because Cody Rhodes teamed with Roman Reigns. Rollins was back to destroy Bronson Reed, but Reed wasn't here tonight based off of what happened last week. But he has a message he wants to deliver, and he got nose to camera. Rollins finally knew Reed's name after them 6 tsunamis, and Rollins offered him a singles match anytime he wanted. He said that he would make do of Bronson Reed. Whenever we do get that match, I don't know when, probably in Saudi. I assume that's the Saudi match. I would think that's going to be a really good match. Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a pretty good match. I don't know who's going to win, though.
I would hope it's Bronson Reed.
I mean, sorry. I would love to see Bronson Reed win, but I don't think it happens. I think it's going to be Seth Rollins.
Oh, we have a super chat here for Luke. Kind of a vague question, but he says, it's from Falcon Fighter. He says, what advice does Luke have for college students? I don't know exactly what he means. Maybe you can give a little more context.
I mean,
like advice as far as
it's kind
what?
of vague, honestly.
Advice for like certain classes to take, or you want to know about a certain like degree plan? I don't know. Like what kind of advice are you looking for? Like we need a little more context there, Falcon Fighter. Kind of a vague question. So as we move forward, Jey Uso makes his way out to the ring. Seth Rollins leaves, and Jay's match is up next against Xavier Woods. He says, advice for incoming freshmen. So you have any advice for an incoming college freshman? Uh-oh, I think he froze again.
Don't do what I did. I think I was kind of just staying in my dorm. All I did was stay there and go to class. It's kind of what I did. Honestly, just like go out and do stuff. I mean, I know like what my college does that every like beginning of the semester we have like an RSO fair. It's where like every like student organization will have a booth set up, like wanting people to like join their like clubs and stuff. I mean, that's what I would do. Just try to be involved and stuff. And that's kind of all I got.
Gotcha. Also, I don't know if it's your Discord or what, restart your Discord really fast because it keeps freezing and cutting out.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
I'm gonna switch to the one screen, and then when I see Luke pop back in, we'll throw Luke back up. So we had Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Say that 5 times fast. Go to a break about 90 seconds into this match. After Woods gave Jay an attitude adjustment outside the ring. Woods then blocked Jay's comeback attempt and tried a springboard elbow, but Jay caught him with a midair superplex or super kick. Jay followed this up with the Uso splash and pinned him. Match itself only went 6.5 minutes. And there was a break in the middle of that too. Like this match, I don't want to say sucked because I liked what we saw, but this was a nothing match because the commercial took up most of the match. We saw like a minute and a half before and then maybe 2.5 minutes afterwards. Very odd the way that this match was positioned on this show to be right in the middle of a commercial break and we get like almost none of it. But it wasn't about the match. It was all about the post match. So, excuse me. Match ends and Kofi goes to check on Woods. Jay then wants to extend a handshake to Xavier Woods, but Woods ain't having it. Woods instead brushes him off and leaves the ring. Kofi then runs at him and he's like, what was that? He's just trying to be nice, show you respect, this and that and so forth. And Woods is all mad. And all of a sudden, Braun Breaker runs down and spears Jey Uso. Kofi tries to jump in the ring to help, but he gets taken down, thrown to the outside. Woods is checking on Kofi on the outside when Braun Breaker then runs around the ring and spears the crap out of Woods. The Woods takes a big spear on the floor. Breaker then jumps in the ring. Excuse me. Breaker then jumps in the ring and gives a big spear to Jay for a second time. So, I don't know if you heard anything that I was saying. I said that this match, the Intercontinental title match, was weird because we got like 90 seconds before the break and then maybe 2.5 minutes, if that, after the break. Like, there wasn't even enough here on TV that I could get much notes for. It was just weird how most of this match took place during the break. But what did you think of the IC title match and then Braun Breaker coming down afterwards?
I mean, the IC title match was kind of just there. I mean, we all knew Jay was retaining. Mm-hmm. I think this was just to give him like a match to like defend the title.
Right.
It was really just the post match that was probably the most important thing out of this.
Exactly. So it was weird. And Jackie Redmond tries to, get an answer from him later when she's like, you showed Jay so much respect last week and then this tonight. But we'll get back to that here in a moment.
Oh, yeah. I want to say this real quick.
Go for it.
There were a lot of technical difficulties on this show.
Early on, yes. And that was not WWE's fault, I don't think. And it threw off the announcers a couple of times. It really did. But yeah, there were a couple glitches and whatnot that were not the Wyatt 6. It was legit technical difficulties.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't judging. I mean, I understand technical difficulties. Like, I know I work for the video board and sometimes do stuff for ESPN for our university and stuff. And like, trust me, like technical difficulties are real.
Yes. So there was a pre-tape segment with Rhea Ripley. She said that she should have won on Bad Blood, but she also should have seen this coming. Liv can't beat her on her own. And even when she gets rid of Dom, she brings in somebody else. She needed Raquel Rodriguez. Now, Ripley just needed to go through both of them. We're going to get another vignette hyping up the return of the Viking Raiders, who, all I'm going to say, are coming sooner than we think. Just keep that in mind. I'm not going to say any more because it's a spoiler. Jackie Redmond then tried interviewing Braun Breaker. She asked why you showed the respect to Jay last week and then did what you did tonight, and he just blew her off, basically. So this was interesting. Talking about Bad Blood and it being successful and this and that. And then Wade tries to bring up the Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes segment. And Joe Tessitore just cuts him straight off. He's like, well, actually, what I'm going to show here is this tweet from our boss, WWE CEO Paul Triple H Levesque, that states that they are aware of the incident that took place with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes and will be dealing with this internally. So, very weird way of bringing this up on television. For Wade to want to talk about it, and then Joe basically being like, we're not allowed to talk about it. Then they get another technical difficulty. Cameras cut to Cody backstage, like he's going to walk out to the ring, and then it cuts again to commentary, who are all kinds of flustered because, the technical difficulties are messing with what they know they're supposed to be doing. But,
yeah, I think right now they're just trying to hurry up and improvise, trying to be like, yeah, we have technical difficulties, and they're just trying to think of something else to say.
But it's weird to me and interesting that they weren't allowing, what's the word I'm looking for? The incident to be talked about. It was like, we're going to deal with it internally, and that's all we can say and do. Like, Barrett wanted to talk about it. Wade wanted to bring it up. And Joe was like, we're not allowed to, basically, which is very interesting. A very interesting way to do it. And then when they asked Cody about it, Cody was just like, well, I can't really speculate on what's going to happen, but I assume we'll hear more on SmackDown. So even Cody was like, can't talk about it right now. Apparently, Kevin was laying in some of them shots, and Cody felt them. So Karrion Kross is speaking to The Miz. Miz made it clear that his actions were his own, not him trying to follow the final testament. Truth then barges in and was like, Miz, You kicked me in the head last week, but I forgive you. Remember, I'm not with Judgment Day anymore, so I'm not a bad guy. I'm not against you. And Miz is like, what? No, I'm done. I'm over all of this. He's like, but how? How can you do this? Our kids play together. Truth was all confused. So Miz challenged him to a match next week, and Karrion Kross was happy. So, yeah, that happened. Now we're getting Miz and Truth next week. Then, go for it. What did you think?
I mean, the match will be fun next week, but like, what the heck is Karrion Kross doing? Is he just some motivational speaker?
Basically, he wants.
Please send this guy down to NXT and have him like recreate himself.
Basically, he wants to help people find their true selves or refine themselves. Is basically what it is.
So basically, Sean Spears then.
I mean, to an extent, yes.
I will say this though, like the Karrion Kross stuff. I mean, even though he hasn't been winning any matches, a lot of the stuff that he's been doing still seems like somewhat important.
Kind of, yes. Because if it wasn't for him starting the doubt in Woods' mind, Woods wouldn't be doing what he's doing, and everyone's interested in that. They're like, are they really going to turn Woods? Is Woods going to attack Kofi? What's going to happen there? That all started with the Karrion Kross segment. Miz turning on Truth, that all started with the Karrion Kross stuff. So, like, it seems like they're doing nothing with Karrion Kross, but they're using him to, like, start new feuds, I guess you would say, or new interesting stories. Some may say Miz turning on Truth is not that interesting, whatever. Hey, as long as we get heel Miz back, I'm happy.
I mean, the Karrion Kross and Rey Mysterio feud helped further stuff with Rey and Dominic.
True.
I mean, it took him a while. It took these two a while to turn heel when they feud with Kross, but Shinsuke and AJ, when they feud with Kross, they eventually turned heel later on.
I forgot about that one. Yeah. Also, speaking of AJ, injury is legit. AJ did suffer a legitimate injury on Friday against Carmelo Hayes. So we don't know anything. Apparently, he's going to get an MRI on the foot and ankle, and we'll know more hopefully later this week.
I think who else? I mean, the Bobby Lashley one didn't really turn out to be anything.
Or the Drew one. Like, the Drew one was good, but it didn't, like, do anything to, like, further anything else. Like it's done with these other two feuds.
Yeah.
Like when he started the Drew one, I thought that was going to lead to him then going after Roman because like they did the TikTok to Roman and the hourglass. And I don't know. That was weird when he first came back.
I think the rumor was they were going to have him beat Roman for one of his belts.
Oh, I never heard of that. I heard that he was going to challenge Roman potentially, but I never heard
the
anything.
rumor was.
I
think the rumor was around. Sorry, but like,
oh no, go for it.
I think the rumor was around that time they were gonna have Roman. They were gonna have him take one of the belts off Roman, and then he was gonna move over to Raw because that was the time where Raw was or USA was complaining that Raw never had a world title.
Well, so none of that was actually confirmed. It was all more speculatory.
That was the rumor, though.
Right. Let's see. So then we got the Donnybrook match. This match went just short of 13 minutes, and this was great. I thought these two worked tremendous. Ringside was decorated with whiskey barrels, shillelaghs, cricket bats, and a wooden mobile bar with bar stools. Gunn leaped off the bar, but Sheamus caught him and slammed him on the announce table ahead of a commercial break about a minute and a half in. Come back and Dunn climbed atop two sets of whiskey barrels. He attempted a dive, but Sheamus caught him again, this time hitting him with a shillelagh. Sheamus then climbed atop the barrels and gave Dunn a white noise through some tables. Soon as like Sheamus climbed up there with him, I'm like, Sheamus loves doing the white noise from high places. He's going to do it. Oh boy. And that got a huge pop from the crowd. Huge pop from the crowd when he put him through the two tables with the white noise. Crowd started chanting, this is awesome. Sheamus then hit a knee strike and a razor's edge in the ring, only for a near fall though. Dunn then snapped Sheamus's fingers and smashed him over the back with a cricket bat for a 2. You see the picture Sheamus posted after this match?
I did not know.
I'll pull it up after we finish this match. Holy crap. So Dunn grabbed a wooden drawer from the bar, cracked it over Sheamus's back, and you can instantly see he cut Sheamus's back. A real wood and a real wooden drawer. Dunn then zip tied Sheamus's hands behind his back. So Sheamus did his best Orange Cassidy impression. Started doing moves with his hands tied behind his back, basically like when Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pockets. So Sheamus hitting kicks and all kinds of knee strikes and whatnot. Dunn then gets the advantage here and Sheamus kicks out. Dunn tried using a bat, but Sheamus nailed him with a knee strike and a bro kick with his hands behind his back and pinned him to pick up the victory. So Sheamus does get the win. What did you think of the match while I pull up this photo?
The match was fun. I mean, I kind of expected Sheamus to win here, mainly because Pete Dunne's always been getting the upper hand of him for the longest time. So I think it's cool to see Sheamus get the win.
Right. So this is the photo Sheamus posted. That Sheamus is back after the match. Oof.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Right here, I think you can see it, is where he hit him with the drawer. I think it was right here. I'm trying to think.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think it was right here. You're bruised up pretty bad. Cut him over here. All kinds of, yeah. Now, hold on. I don't think Dunn posted a photo. Let me see. Did Pete Dunn post anything?
Did you see the picture of Drew McIntyre's head after the Hell in a Cell match?
Oh, when he got the staples? I saw a couple different pictures because they posted the one from WWE and then DDP posted another photo of it. Yeah, that was, jeez. That was wild. 16 staples to the head. And then everyone trying to go, oh, well, you guys got mad when they used a gimmick chair in AEW, but you didn't get mad when they used the toolbox. Well, toolbox spot was an accident, not supposed to happen the way it did. The chair spot in AEW was the planned spot. The toolbox spot, I believe, if I heard correctly, Punk threw the toolbox up just slightly too soon, so Drew couldn't get his hands up and block it. I think Punk may have just was slightly a little too gun shy on it. Because again, that was not the plan to hit Drew unprotected with the edge of the what's it called, toolbox. But Hangman to a waffle swerve with an unprotected chair shot was the plan. So you can't compare the two. Anyways, a great match between Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Don't call him Butch. Scott the Kelly interviewed Cody Rhodes in the back and asked about Bad Blood and your chaotic weekend. Rhodes says, I'm not going to speculate on what's going to happen coming out of Bad Blood. All I will say is we'll most likely find out more on SmackDown. Rhodes then simply said, I'm only here tonight. Find out what it's going to take for me to become the first Crown Jewel champion. Rhodes then bumps into Sami Zayn, and Sami said that I want to be the one to face you for that belt at Crown Jewel. Zayn then offered to talk to him about what happened at Bad Blood and this and that. And Cody's like, you know, you got a world title match to worry about. That's my problem. Don't worry about it. You worry about going out there, shocking the world and beating Gunther, just like you did at WrestleMania. Best of luck. So it's like, hey, I know what it's like to have Kevin turn on you and attack you. If you want advice, and Cody was just like, nope. You got too much on your plate to worry about me. What did you think of this segment?
I mean, it was all right. I mean, I feel like it was good, just nothing special.
Right. But again, I think it's very interesting that they're not talking about the Cody Kevin stuff on TV. They're hinting at it. They're teasing and then saying, well, we can't really say much right now. So what is this internal investigation they're doing or dealing with it internally? What is that? Are we going to learn more on SmackDown? Is Nick Aldis going to make a big announcement? Kevin Owens suspended? I don't know.
It's probably just their way of saying, just wait till SmackDown is like, see what's going to happen.
Yes.
but I can see that it leading to like Kevin Owens, you're suspended for a little bit, and then
I can see
maybe he returns at what if they did like some sort of like you're suspended indefinitely, but then he returns at Saudi to like cost Cody the match against Gunther, and then at SmackDown, like Cody's like, I want to face like Kevin Owens at Survivor Series for the belt.
Oh, I can see it. That would make a lot of sense.
Because right now they probably just want to focus on Cody versus Gunther to build that up and not just think about the Kevin Owens stuff. They probably just want to suspend him for storyline and then maybe have him return to cost Cody the match at Saudi.
Exactly. So moving forward, we got a earlier today video where Raquel Rodriguez arrived at the building with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. So she's their personal driver, I guess, because she was driving the car. She got out of the car. She opened the back door for them. And yeah, this was weird. So Jackie Redmond was there to interview them. Morgan acknowledged that Ripley's win was via DQ, which means she's still the champion. So she has the title, Dom and Raquel. And that means she was the only person in WWE who won even when she lost. Redmond then asked Raquel if she's officially a member of Judgment Day. And Dom's like, we don't need to talk to you about any of this. Let's leave. Let's just go. Let's just go. And Liv's like, yeah, let's go. And Jackie goes, wait, you're leaving? She hasn't even started yet. They got in the SUV and it took off. This is awkward and weird. So Raquel's the muscle and the driver? I guess? I don't know.
She's basically their China.
Yeah. You can say that.
But yeah, I'd probably say that.
So then we got a funny segment here with Ava, Adam Pearce, and Ethan Page. So Ava's talking to Adam Pearce in the back. When Ethan Page would walk up and introduce himself to Adam Pearce and go, hey, I want to file a complaint. I lost my NXT title because of one of your Raw superstars, CM Punk. He cost me the match and the title. He was a referee and he didn't really call it down the middle. And Pearce just looks at him and goes, well, can't help you there. I wasn't the one that actually appointed him as the referee. Ava here did. And Ava's just like, I sure did. And Paige is like, well, we need to talk. We need to talk about what happened last week. And Ava's just like, I'm off the clock. I ain't dealing with this right now. And he just goes, then what are you doing here? She goes, just hanging out backstage. And then Sexy Red shows up. She goes over to Ava, my girl, and they hug. She gives Adam Pearce a big handshake and a hug and whatnot. She mentions that Trick whooped his ass last week. I couldn't understand half of what she was saying. And Paige got all upset and left. I thought this was a funny little segment. I thought this would have made this better. And I don't know what the plan going forward is with Ethan Page. But I thought this was going to end up being Ethan Page walking up and being like, I don't want to work for Ava anymore. I'm done in NXT. Adam Pearce, can I sign with Raw or something like that? And we just get the call up. But we'll see. I don't know what the plan is with Ethan Page. What did you think of this?
I don't know. Maybe it's a tease that Ethan Page could be coming up to the main roster soon?
Oh, I hope so. I could see this as like hey, we're going to throw Ethan Page on TV during Raw and see how the crowd reacts. I can see that.
See maybe after Mania he's a call up.
I could see it sooner. I could even see it maybe sooner than Rumble. I would say
maybe.
Ethan Page won the belt. Ethan Page lost the belt. Ethan Page, what else is there for Ethan Page to do? He already won the title. Like, what are you going to have him do? Keep feuding with Trick? Work with who? Like, I feel like other than Trick, because of his, years in the business and experience, he's kind of well above everybody else there. I mean, unless you're going to have him work with like Obafemi, I don't see anybody else down there really that he should be working with. I really think Paige should be on the main roster like soon.
They need to have more like singles guys in NXT.
I mean, they do, but I get what you're saying. It feels like there's only like a handful of people pushed. It's the same people. And it's like, I get what you're saying.
I push Lexis King.
I mean,
I don't even know what they're.
they teased a potential babyface turn last week when he was like, Punk, I need some advice. And it's like, well, a heel ain't going to Punk for advice. And then Punk was like, remember, you always look inside and find who you are and where you come from. So, I don't know. That was weird.
I mean, yeah, like they keep pushing like all these like same guys. Like try to push someone new.
Yeah, it's like Tony D lost to Obafemi for the North American title. And then what happened? He's just going to get another North American title shot. I mean, granted, I got it. If you want somebody great to work with Ethan Page, Wesley and Ethan Page would have a hell of a match.
Wesley's a heel, though.
Well, I'm just saying if you need somebody that's like a more tip of the top guy. Let me look at the NXT roster really fast. Who do we have technically on the NXT roster? Let's pull this up on the screen too. Let's go NXT. As far as the NXT roster, just go. We have Chase U. Those are tag team. Axiom and Fraser tag team. I mean, we have Brooks Jensen, but no. Bronco Nima, that's another tag team. Stacks tag team. Charlie Dempsey, that's a group. Duke Hudson's in a group. Yeah, Ethan Page, of course. Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of like paired up people in NXT. I mean, you got Javon, who's not really paired up with anybody. Then you got Gallus, Josh Briggs. Ethan Page and Josh Briggs would probably be a good match, but again, that's another heel versus heel thing. Elite says maybe William Regal's kid. Charlie Dempsey, well, I already skipped past him because he's just in a group. I mean, granted, no, I don't see Ethan Page going for the Heritage Cup.
They should just get rid of the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, it is kind of dumb. I mean, Lexus King and Ethan Page probably have a good match.
Two former AEW guys.
Right.
Sean Spears. But he's out injured.
They're doing the injury thing with him right now, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys that he could... Nathan Frazier and Ethan Page would be a good match, but he's in a tag team right now. Now, when he comes back from injury, I think Ethan Page could have a pretty good match with Noam Dar. And that would play off the Oral Mensa stuff that they've kind of already gotten past, though.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Sean Spears, but he's doing the injury thing. Tony D'Angelo could probably have a good match with Ethan Page, but he's dealing... So here's the thing. It's like, does Tony D win that North American title tomorrow and he'd be the one to beat Obafemi?
They're making it seem like he's beating Obafemi.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, Ethan Page and Tony D would be a good match, but I don't see Ethan Page going for the North American title. And it's like Trick and Wesley. I feel like Ethan Page is just a little too good for NXT. Hence why the Motor City Machine Guns are coming straight to the main roster.
Kind of sucks. I feel like NXT just needs another like tag team. They're always pushing the same tag teams.
I mean, they're always pushing the same, just everybody. They lost Trick. They're going to lose Roxanne here soon, probably. So,
I mean, the women's division is still going to be good even without Roxanne.
But think about it now. The women's division is split now because you also have that women's North American title, which means there's less people to go for the belts and stuff. You know what I mean?
Still, that's fine.
Right. But I don't know. I feel like they need to sign a few more indie guys for NXT.
Which,
like
I mean,
a few more experienced wrestlers is what I'm trying to get at. Because all like the guys, all our pushed guys over the last year, main roster now, like Pretty Deadly got brought up. Carmelo got brought up. Braun Breaker got brought up. I'm trying to think of everybody that got brought up in the draft.
Grayson Waller.
Yeah, Grayson Waller was a hell of a star in NXT. I mean, I didn't like Grayson Waller at first because I was like, oh, he's trying too hard to be the don't like me baby or heel kind of guy. But once Grayson Waller like found himself, oh my God, did he get good. Like, I like Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I know for a while you hated him.
I couldn't stand the gimmick because I felt like he was playing pro wrestler. And then just something clicked. I don't know what it was, but to me, something just clicked with him. And I'm like, all right, this guy just figured out how to be a real heel. I always felt like he was trying too hard. with the whole
I've always liked Carmelo Hayes in NXT though.
Oh yeah, same. But like the Grayson Waller thing was always, to me, he was trying too hard to be a gimmick. I really love to be on social media and I'm better than everybody and you got to like me because I'm better than you kind of guy. And then like something clicked and he learned how to be a real heel. And he didn't feel like he was playing a character anymore, if that makes sense. But we'll see how it all does go. They're on CW now, so they got to step it up. I really want to see what happens to these ratings once they're back in the PC and they're back in front of the smaller crowd. And if the CW audience is going to take to that as, oh, this is lesser than we've been getting, or if they still think of it as the same.
I can't even watch NXT with it being on CW network.
Hey, I showed you how to do it. Use that
I know, but
no, I kept
lagging though.
It does that sometimes. You got to switch servers whenever it does that.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been doing that for decades. So then we got the 10-woman tag team match. This is a nothing happening 7-minute match where, just like that IC title match, a lot of it took place during the break. It was Pure Fusion Collective, the Unholy Union, against Caden Carter, Katana Chance, Zelina Vega, Natalia, and Lyra Valkyria. So there were a bunch of dives early on that led to a break about 90 seconds in. Natalia set it for a dive too, but then DeVille yanked her out of the ring and shoved her into the steel steps. Vega at one point hit a moonsault, but covered Starks, who wasn't legal. DeVille then hit a knee strike, but her cover was broken up by really everybody trading big moves. Valkyria eventually got in, hit a diving leg drop to a hunched over DeVille, kind of like the old John Cena diving leg drop, and then pinned Sonya to pick up the victory. Nothing happened in this match. If you missed it, you're welcome. I wish I missed it, because this was a waste of 7 minutes. What did you think?
Yeah, it's kind of a waste.
It's like one of those, we gotta get a bunch of women on the show kind of thing.
It felt like one of those AEW matches where they just throw a bunch of people in one match.
One of them damn Collision main events. The all-star 8-man tag, all-star 10-man tag.
Or like one of those 8-man tags where you get the collaboration against a bunch of random heels.
Right. Well, it's not even a bunch of random heels. It's usually a conglomeration against Roderick Strong and a bunch of heels. I don't know. Anyways. Where was I? Announced for next week's show. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles will be on the line. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending against Damage Control. And then Kofi Kingston will go one-on-one with Braun Breaker. Then we had about 20 minutes left in the show, our main event. This match went after all the intros and the final, break before the match started and whatnot. It was Gunther or Sami Zayn. Oh my God, did Sami get his ass beat in this match? But it was great. The commercials, though, didn't help. Because I felt like for some reason, and this is like I was feeling last week on NXT, this felt like a pay-per-view match where they just randomly threw in commercials. Because I felt like that with NXT last week on the CW, where they were having pay-per-view matches that they weren't setting up the commercial breaks. They were just going to commercial break and coming back. And this match kind of felt like that as well. So Sami Zayn early on faked a dive and then went to a break about 90 seconds in or so. Gunther countered a crossbody at one point and ran a boot into Sami's face. Gunther then hit chops and boots. Zayn tried the Blue Thunder Bomb multiple times, but Gunther blocked it. Gunther applied a sleeper, but Zayn countered into a Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2. They went to the break for the second time in less than 9 minutes in this match. Zayn then gave Gunther a back body drop outside of the ring to counter a power bomb, and then gave him an exploder into the barricade and a haluva kick against the barricade. Referee then was doing his count and got to, I think, 9 when Sami jumped in the ring and jumped back out to break the count. Zayn then got Gunther on his shoulders and shoved him into the ring. Zayn then hoisted Gunther on his shoulders and placed him, like I said, into the ring. I read that twice for some reason. My bad. Zayn hit a haluva kick to the back of Gunther's head and went for another, but Gunther leveled him with a hard clothesline. Gunther then tried a power bomb, but Zayn reversed into a small package for a near fall. Gunther then hit a drop kick and a power bomb for another near fall. The crowd chanted for Sammy at this point. Gunther then started throwing chops that were, oh my God, loud. And some of these, there were such, like the sound that these were making when the, like some of them sounded like high-pitched gunshots, but other ones sounded deep, and the ones that sounded deep sounded stiff. Like, oh my God, these chops sounded like they hurt through the television. So Gunther at one point followed up with a huge clothesline and a power bomb. Sammy kicks out at 2. Then I didn't like this. He goes for a power bomb, stacks Sammy. Sammy kicks out at 1. What? How is Sammy kicking out at 2 and then all of a sudden kicking out at 1? Shouldn't it be the opposite way? He kicks out at 1, then he takes another one and barely kicks out at 2 because there's more damage there. Just saying, logical. Gunther then applies a sleeper hold and Sammy's trapped. Ref checks on Sammy to see if he's going to drop. Sammy raises the arm, grabs the bottom rope. However, Sammy then fades. They fall from the ropes. He passes out. The referee calls for the bell, and Gunther retains with a rear naked choke. So Gunther wins. He goes to the top of the ramp to celebrate, and Cody's music hits. Cody makes his way out to the ring, grabs his belt, holds it up, and we're off the USA Network. We did get like a 2-minute overrun. And yeah, it is official. It will be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the 2024 Men's Crown Jewel Championship at Crown Jewel. What do you think of this main event?
Main event was awesome. I liked it. I mean, yeah, obviously Gunther was winning, but
Actually, I wasn't 100% convinced that Gunther was winning after that Goldberg segment at Bad Blood. I thought there was a chance that Gunther loses so they can do Gunther and Goldberg in Saudi.
Oh, come on. Do you really think Triple H is gonna like piss off fans like that?
It wouldn't have pissed off fans. I want to see Gunther and freaking I want to see Gunther and Goldberg. If we're not getting, I said this on Saturday, if we're not getting Gunther and Brock, then please give me Gunther and Goldberg. Triple H even teased Goldberg's coming because he posted a video this evening on social media with Goldberg and said we'll be talking again really soon.
Goldberg is almost 60 years old.
Okay, he don't got to do much.
He's old. He's out of his prime.
He's been out of his prime forever. Yet he's been
but fans were complaining that WWE kept overusing Goldberg too much. People were like, we're sick of Goldberg.
Did you not hear the Goldberg chants at Bad Blood, though?
I mean, if he's like in the crowd, though, but like, I know for a while, fans were getting tired of him.
Trust me, I don't think they did that for nothing. I think we're eventually going to get Goldberg and Gunther. Hey. Maybe we Goldberg and Gunther at Survivor Series for the World Championship and Gunther beats Goldberg. I'm telling you, we're getting at some point Gunther and Goldberg. I could be wrong on that, but there's something in me that feels like they didn't do that just to do it. There's a reason. And Triple H teased it multiple times. At the press conference, he was asked, are we going to see another Goldberg match? And all he said was, early in the day, I saw one look in Bill's eyes. But then, when Bill jumped that barricade, I saw another look in Bill's eyes. So never say never. Then when he posted that thing today on social media, where he's like, we're going to be talking again very soon, Goldberg's coming. I know Goldberg did state, and I think it was the Chris Van Vliet interview, that he's got a shoulder issue that he needs to have surgery. So I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, I think Goldberg's coming soon. Hey, maybe we got Goldberg in the Rumble. He wouldn't have to do much.
I mean, if it's the Rumble, he doesn't have to do much. I wouldn't mind that, but like, I don't know. Like, a lot of these Goldberg matches, though, that we've seen like in the past few years have always just been the same, and I think fans just kind of got tired of it.
But that's the thing. Gunther called him a one-trick pony because he's a one-trick. Gunther didn't lie. Goldberg is Goldberg because he's a one-trick pony. It all makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but
I would like to see it. I would like to see what they could do. But with that, that was Monday Night Raw. Poll is live on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. Let me see if we've got Raw spoilers yet.
Probably too early for the spoilers.
Let me just see. Monday Night Raw.
I mean, you'll probably get some, but not a lot. Or not all of them yet.
Bingo. I think we got some. Okay, so we know the... yeah, this is just what FIFO... Nope. Yeah, so this is what FIFO reported earlier. As far... Well, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. We might have spoilers. Let's see what PW Insider wrote. Is this a complete rundown or complete spoilers? Okay, we got complete spoilers from PW Insider. So we're going to go check the polls first, and then we'll give you the spoilers. As far as the polls do go, because we do have spoilers. As far as the polls do go, let's refresh all of these. As far as the Threads poll does go, 57% liked the show, 43% thought it was just all right. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 59% liked the show, 40% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 67% liked the show, 24% thought it was just all right, and 10% didn't like it. This person says, it felt rushed, and that made it weird. Nothing really built, just walking past people and quick matches. Well, I mean, they're still trying to put 3 hours worth of stuff into a 2-hour program now, so I get what you're saying. This person says, I liked it. This person says, I still think 2 hours is a bad idea. Looks like some people do like Raw as a 3-hour show. This person says...
It felt weird, though.
It did.
2 hours show.
This person says, yiked, it was a rough show. And this person called it awesome. Looking at the live poll, this person says, let's see, 74% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. Finally, the Twitch poll, everybody that voted liked the show. So now, we're going to throw this up on the screen. Spoiler alert. The graphic is at the top of the screen. Spoiler. I can make a better one than that. That one's just not looking all that great for me. But spoiler alert, we are going to talk about next week's Monday Night Raw. If you don't want to be spoiled for next week, mute so you see the spoiler alert graphic go away, or just click off. So, all right, you ready for these spoilers, Luke?
Ready.
All right, so says Rhea Ripley calls out Raquel Rodriguez, but instead, Tiffany Stratton makes her way out to the ring. She says that she has a message from Nia Jax, but this distraction allows Liv Morgan and Rodriguez to take out both of them, both Tiffany and Rhea. Bianca and Jade retain the women's tag titles against Kairi Sane and Io Sky. A tag team tournament is set up to crown the new number one contenders for the world tag titles. And the first match of the tournament is the War Raiders returning and defeating Alpha Academy. Now, here's the thing. Do you know what the significance is of War Raiders versus the Alpha Academy?
I think so, yeah.
What do you...
Oh, I know. They had like Valhalla versus Maxine for a while.
Well, yes and no. The last time the War Raiders or the Viking Raiders actually worked a match together before Eric got hurt was against Alpha Academy. It was a Denver street fight that night that The Rock showed up with McAfee in Denver. So their last tag match was against the Alpha Academy. Granted, I think that was Gable and Otis. Now they're taking on the Alpha Academy in their return match. Really cool.
Do they use like their original names?
Yes, they are the War Raiders. Not the Viking Raiders anymore. They're the War Raiders. I don't know about individual names changing, but they're the War Raiders, no longer Viking Raiders. Then we had R-Truth pin the Miz when Karrion Kross and his crew came out and distracted Miz. They then tossed Truth back in, and Miz beat him down. Braun Breaker pinned Kofi Kingston, which sounds right. And then in the main event... Think about, listen to this one. In the main event of next week's Monday Night Raw, Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley team up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and the match ends in a DQ no contest when Nia Jax comes out and attacks. That's all we got. Doesn't say. It doesn't say. It just says Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez ended in a no DQ/no contest when Nia Jax attacks. Let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other spoilers or anything. I don't know who she attacks or whatnot. I assume she goes after Liv because that's her opponent for Crown Jewel. But yeah, those are the spoilers for next week's Raw. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. But Luke, tell them they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
So as far as tomorrow does go, we got NXT starting at 8/7 Central. We have AEW Title Tuesday, Dynamite Title Tuesday starting at 9/8 Central. We'll be reviewing both shows. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we get Luke's live perspective of being at NXT tomorrow. So hopefully we can get Luke on the show to talk about being at NXT tomorrow night in, I guess they're calling it still St. Louis, but I guess it's not technically St. Louis.
It's in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I knew it was Chester something, but I wasn't sure. Anyways, because I looked it up today. Anyways, we'll be reviewing both of those shows tomorrow, so we will go live once AEW is over. So once AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday is over tomorrow, then we will go live and talk about both of those shows on the podcast live stream. So with that, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch, we're going to hit a rate.